And here we are back in Skyrim with another mod showcasing, and kind of as the title of the video suggests, this is going to be a very heavily armoured based video, as well as, yeah, obviously with the way the mods works, obviously the armours tend to be more female orientated, but you know, I have thrown in some different ones in there as well, so it's not all just female armours. There's those for those of you who play as males as well. I'm just calling it what I've called it, just for the sheer crack of it, basically. Alright, anyway, enough about that rubbish. Let's get on to the first mod, which the first mod is Authentic Legion Emperor Gear by Nordwar UA, but was ported by Lunar Liquid. Now, obviously, you can give you all the stuff about the description of the mod in its description, so on and so forth. But obviously, I'm going to make it at the forge because you can make it at the forge. What I need to make it, I do not know yet. But it saves me spending 1,000 years getting all this crap out there when I can just have a look, do it, blah blah blah, and fix it all in that thing. Anyway, so once we find out what we need, well, what I need, all this and all that, and where it is. I will be back, so I'll see you in a second. Alright, so I got what I believe I need to make the Emperor gear, and if I'm wrong on that, this is going to be a very short segment. So, what you're going to do, obviously you go to the forge, any forge works, bada bing bada boom, and we are going to go down to the Ebony Smithing perk, Smithing tree, and I do believe you do need Ebony perk to be able to access this. I don't think you can access it unless you don't have it. But if you have it, you can. If you don't, you can't. So make sure you got it, and then boom. And then we're gonna go down, and we go down to here, and we got Emperors. Now you're gonna see something else underneath it that's mod for later on. But here we are. So we got the Emperor's boots. So we're gonna make a pair of those. The Emperor's Cures kind of looks a bit like the kind of has that very similar motif to like Legionnaires and General Tullius's armor. It's slightly different coloration, but obviously it is meant to be based off, as it said, Emperor's Cures. So like that. Then we got the gauntlets. Yeah. We have the helmet. Though normally I don't obviously tend to bother with helmets, but we'll show off the helmet whilst we're at it. We have the shield, which is a fancy shield, and we also have the general sword, which looks kind of funky, I must have to say. Boom, and there we go. One other thing to point out about this armour, which I'm about to put on, is this is the 2K variation. There is also a 1K variation. What they actually mean, I don't know. I'm just going to guess it's something in relation to visual quality, I'm guessing. Because the 2K version does have a slightly bigger download size compared to the 1K. But I'm guessing it's just due to maybe like visual quality, or you know, in a way that it's maybe it's a bit clearer, or you know, has a bit more shine or less shine, and so on and so forth. But that's stuff I don't 100% know about, to be honest. Right, so let's get this stuff on. And there we go. And we just need to take off. We just need to take off the skirt. And then bada bing, bada boom, and right. And there we are. Here is the Legionnaire armor. So
got some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy.
The fits-in model looks good. No, can't see any kind of funny glitchiness going on with the model. So, you know, model looks good. Obviously that's going to happen, but that's just because of an animation mod I've got on, so yeah. But yeah, the actual model doesn't look glitchy. It all blends. It kind of looks aesthetically blended in well with the rest of the game. It's not anything over the top or crazy. No, anything with boom, and then you've obviously gone this one. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I need to get the sword out. Boom, and there's the sword. Hey, oh, she disappeared in front of him, and yeah, Okay, model looks good. Everything, all the models is working on it. Sword swings at the same kind of speed as a normal sword would. So yeah, if you're playing as an Imperial or just a person who follows the Imperial Legion, well, synchronicity, apparently. But yeah, if you're playing as someone, if you are role playing or just playing the game as someone who was part of the Imperial Legion or an Imperial or anything kind of that kind of ilk, then yeah, this mod will go pretty well with you, I reckon. Actually, it might be one worth thinking about adding into your list. But right, that's it for this one because there wasn't too much to this one. And as far as I'm aware, we will have a quick look, but I'm pretty sure you can temper it as well if you want to. There you go. As you can see, you can temper it. Boom, and it goes up to legendary. So obviously the sword will do exactly the same. So it can be crafted and it can be tempered. And obviously, most likely, can also be enchanted. But yeah, right, so that is it for this first one. So this is Authentic Legion Emperor Gear by Nord War UA and ported by Lunar Liquid. And as always, there will be a link in the description below if you want to add it to your collection, which I reckon this is a good one to have if you decide to roleplay as being part of the Imperial Legion. Right, we are going to move on to mod number 2. We got a couple of mods in this video from Xtudo, so we're going to get those two out of the way. Here we are with mod number 2, which is L, which a lot of Xtudos want to seem to begin with that, but I think they do a lot of ports of a particular another modder. But we got Dilly Rogue, the Xtudo's version, which the port is by Xtudo, but the mod itself was originally created by Alex. This is also a 2K version as well. I do believe there is, I believe this one there is a 1K version. This, and I think they recently released another version of this, where something specific was missing from it. In a way, so it's a little patch to remove something if people wanted the one that with this particular thing removed, which I'll point out to you what it is when I get to it. So with this one, as far as I can tell, you need to go to the miscellaneous on the tanning rack, and you're looking for the crafting manual here. As you can see, there is some other stuff there with another mod which will be showed up later on, which I also need to point out a couple of things with that one, but we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. So the first thing we need to do is we need to create a crafting manual. And then boom. And then all of a sudden, bosh. We got a lot of stuff to crop up all of a sudden out of the blue. So, again, this is that kind of thing where I think, but obviously I have done showcases of these kind of things before, and they've always had like unarmored versions and armored versions. Alright, so we've got 4 different variations, well, technically 5 different variations of the armor. I'm just gonna create 2 variations for now. We'll create the red variant and the kind of like more blackened variants. You get the boots and the gloves, and then oh, there's a lot of accessories for this one. So we're gonna have a look at, well, the armband, cape boys. We'll do it again, same thing, the red and the black variant, but you also do have a purple. There's also a blue, and then you kind of greenish kind of variants. You got the harness, and then you got outfits. So, okay, so in the leather part on the tan rack, that is your armored variant, and in the miscellaneous on the tan rack, you have your unarmored variant. So obviously useful for those who, basically, you know, maybe you're a mage and you have the unarmored perks for magic resistance. We also got some shin guards. We've got 5 bands. You got your armor, unarmored boots, unarmored gloves, and I think that's it for the Dilly-Roog. Okay, so let's have a look at the Dilly-Roog with all of its accessories, because holy hell, there's a lot of accessories for this thing. So we just gotta quickly just take all this. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so we need. So we put on the first variant in the armor. So I believe the one I was saying before I put everything else on. When I was saying earlier on about the patch version of this that was recent, but I think was relatively recently uploaded. I believe what it removes is that kind of like mesh stuff around the stomach, and so you don't have that kind of. Because I think that's kind of meant to be like a something like a little mesh kind of style pieces of clothing, and basically what it does is the patch that they recently uploaded removes that mesh. But myself, I quite like the mesh, to be honest. So I'm gonna keep with this version, show version, because I quite like the mesh. But anyway, let's carry on with the rest of the stuff. So we got also again you got to put the boots on, which is just small boots. We also got the gloves. So in the way to just the basic armor, that is what you have. If you're just gonna wear just the armor parts of it, you know, doesn't quite yet. Does it fit in with Skyrim? No, not really. I mean, the top half does, like the armbands and the boots and the sort of the leather chest top, whatever you want to call it, small corset or whatever you want to call that bloody thing. Kind of does kind of blend in. The mesh and the trousers don't, because the trousers just look like a modern day pair of skinny jeans with rivets in it, and then obviously the mesh is mesh. That's kind of not thing, you know. But if you want to go for something different, so now we're gonna just have a quick little look at the other variant, and then the other variant is just literally just changes the color of the jeans basically. So you can have red jeans, blue jeans, green jeans, purple jeans, or black jeans. But for now we're gonna keep on with the red ones, and then we're gonna add all of the accessories. So we got the armband. So we do have obviously the capes as well, which it's pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, it depends on what kind of hair. If you've got any hair mods on and what hair model you're using, you might get some small glitching through it, but there's not a lot the model offer can do about that. That's just because you got a different model of hair. So we'll probably keep the cape off for now. Then we got the harness. Again, probably might not as much glitching through as the cape, but you can still see a little bit of funkiness. But it's not as noticeable. Though the harness is also very, very tiny. And shin guards. Then you got the thigh band, and then I think that's it. Yeah, there we go. So that's all the accessories apart from. Can you actually follow? Can you do the cape and the harness at the same time? Oh, you can do the cape and the harness together. Okay. So that's why it's like when it's the whole, from what I can see, the whole lot. And so yeah, does it blend in with the aspects of Skyrim? Not really. It's something that you could definitely tell is a mod rather than something that's been added in but could fit in with the aesthetics of Skyrim. This one not as much, but I don't know, if you're playing this game more like you're playing Dungeons and Dragons or something, then maybe this could work. But all in all, the model work itself is fine. Models work well. If it fits on well. I haven't really come across any kind of like funkiness with it. Sometimes you'll get things where like you'll remove a piece of clothing like that, for example, and then the boots will start like getting funny and glitching at the back. But obviously this shin guard, so you don't have that problem. Bada bing, bada boom. So not really coming across any issues there with that. So it's all fine and dandy. So yeah, but if you're trying to play, more of a roguey kind of character, a bit more stealthy, a bit more rogue kind of kind of style thing, then maybe this is for you, and fit your character well. But for me, probably don't fit my character well, but that's just because of what my character is. So, but all in all, still not a bad one to add to your collection, and surprisingly in weight of file size compared to some of Xtudo's other ports, this one's actually quite small. Because I think this one's only about 19 megabytes or something like that. It's like 19 megabytes or something. Whereas sometimes some of their other ones are like 50, 60 megabytes. So this one's for a port is actually fairly quite small actually. But of course, this was the L Diderot Xtudo's version of this mod in the 2K version, which was obviously this was a port by Xtudo and originally created by Alex as well. And of course, as always, there will be a link in the description below if you want to add this onto your collection, or just try it out to see if you like it, and if you don't, you can always remove it. But right, enough of this one, on to mod number 3, or the second Xtudo mod for this video. And here we are, mod number 3. I have cut that little bit out, don't worry. So we're on mod number 3, which this one has a really stupid name, I will have to say. But this is L Ginnungagap. I think that's how you pronounce it. Ginnungagap. It's a bit of a weird name. And this has also been ported by Xtudo and created by Alex. But with this one, I'm using the CBBE variant because I'm using the CBBE model. But there is a UMP variant also available, which if I remember I'll also put that in the link to that in the description as well if I remember. But for this video I'm using the CBBE variant. And yeah, Ginnungagap, you might saw it earlier on, so I know where to go straight after that, or at least we're part of this one. And so you go to Ebony, and as you can see it is just down here. So there may be some stuff somewhere else, so I'll have a look at that in a second. But as you can see, we do need a bit more for this kind of thing, and we've got 3 different variations. So for the time being, I'm gonna let's create the bronze, because I think that's the main one that shows up in most of the pictures, I think. And actually, you know what, sod it. Have I got enough to make it all? I believe I do. Yeah, I can make it all solid. Right, we're going to make all the armors. So that's all the armors done. So I'm going to check something down in the miscellaneous, because it might be down here. I might be wrong. No, I'm not. It's down here as well. So if you go into miscellaneous, you will also have the other bits as well. So you've got unarmored variations for this. So you've got unarmored variations. Oh, I apparently have an Imperial Officer's cloak as well. That must have tied into the Emperor's one. And there you go, bonus bit. So obviously you got unarmored variations of the armor, and then you also got masks. So just gonna quickly make the masks, because why not? Might as well made the armors, might as well make the masks. So I'm just gonna need to go off very quickly and just have a quick look to see if there's make sure that there isn't anything else that can be created with this mod. So we will have, and then plus also I might try and get it to become daytime as well. So I've got a bit more light. So anyway, I'll see you in a second. Right. Also, just wanted to point out before we move on to showing off, there are also light variations of the armor in the Alvin tree, but you need the advanced sniffing perk for them to appear. So you can have the Alvin perk, but they still won't appear unless you have the advanced sniffing perk. So just want to point that out. Right, so let's just now get it to daytime. Oh, and apparently I can't run. Right, now we've got the sunlight and the sunshine. You can now have a look at this armor. So obviously I'm going for the heavy variant, but I don't think in the way the looks it makes all that much difference whatsoever. So let's go and have a look at it where we are down here. So we got the bronze, we got glass, and we got silver. So we'll begin with bronze. So as you can see, it is definitely more not fitting with the aesthetic of Skyrim. And you can see that Pre is thick. So, but you know, the actual armor model looks pretty good. I don't, you know, obviously not moving. Oh, look at the skimpy armor set. So we're gonna put on the we're gonna find the mask as well. So we'll blend the masking because you put the mask on it. It's see now it's very Mortal Kombat. To be honest, it's very Mortal Kombat style.
Got some good pieces
I've come from the world of Mortal Kombat to kick your ass from here to right over there. So that's the bronze variant. So we're gonna head and have a look at the glass variants. It looks like it's just
I don't claim to be the best blacksmith in Whiterun.
Then you got the glass variant as well. So it just it changes the colour of the variants on just some parts of like the arms and the sort of the parts down by the side of the legs and on, sort of like on the actual breastplate as well, kind of thing. As well. But you know, I like that one. Pretty cool. And then we got silver, which we got for it's probably going to be my least favourite one. I mean, it's not bad. You know, that's good. Again, it's not a terrible look or anything like that. You know, but I don't know which one's my favourite. I don't know if I preferred bronze or the glass, because I quite like the bronze one as well. But in general, well, but taking away what my favourite colour is and whatever sort of thing, blah blah blah. All in all, it's good. The model looks good. They work well. There's no funniness going on with it or anything like that. So on and so forth. You know, it works well. Yeah. Obviously, if you're someone who's looking for a more kind of like lore-friendly kind of armor, obviously this is definitely not one for you. The Dilla Rogue is probably a little bit more, potentially a little bit more lore-friendly than what this one is. But I still wouldn't even cast Dilla Rogue as lore-friendly either. But it is what it is. But either way, I quite like this one. I might actually keep this one. I'm probably going to remove the mask now. I'll keep the mask off. But I don't tend to do too much around like the heads on my characters and these. So yeah, probably keep this one for the rest of the video, to be honest. Don't want to have to put some stuff away though. Yeah. But anyway, this was El Gnungagap, the X-Tudo version. Again, this was ported by X-Tudo, originally created by LX, and there will be a link in the description below to this one, as well as the UNP version of this mod, as well as there's obviously two different body model variations of this mod. But right, next armor piece of this video is fucking hell, we're staying them fucking here. This place will be one, aren't we? But right, so we're going to move on to mod number 4, which again we're still going to be here, not going anywhere. And again, we just got to go into here, and I think we got a mix of the forge and a mix of tanning rack. Let's have a look at this and see what we get. But there is some stuff from this mod that I know I'm not going to be able to make. Right, and here we are with mod number 4, and this is Armor of Intrigue. Now, this was created by Seknapane and ported by Sniper360 _armor.weep. Or I might just call him Snipey for short, because it's just easier to go Snipey. But anyway, so this adds in a... Okay, it says it's an armor aesthetic. It kind of... I think it blends kind of like armor and clothing together kind of thing. And it does have a very... From the pictures at least, it has a very kind of like Meiji / Thalmor kind of look to it. Right, got some iron ingots for a couple of things. So there is a reason why, for example, I wanted to grab some of the coloured gemstones, despite not knowing which ones I actually needed, because I couldn't. Because, for example, you do get some kind of like you get the main armor and you get little accessories. So I think the aqua badges is counted as like a little accessory kind of thing that you can put on. You got an enchanted version and you got an enchanted version. There is also blue badges where it's enchanted, unenchanted. But you can see, you know, that regenerates health 50% faster. That also regenerates health 50% faster. But why there are two different colours, I don't know. Maybe just for aesthetics. But you can see you need a garnet to make. Right. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there to take. Obviously, we kind of just went through it kind of quickish a little bit. Obviously, you can check it out for yourself if you want to have a look at the rest. Obviously, I'm going to try and cut some of this down possibly a little bit because would you stop fucking teleporting, Willow? Please stop teleporting. God damn it, woman. Right, you're in the way now. Right, so now we've got that whole shebang out of the way because there's a lot of information to take there. We are now going to let's begin with just the basic stuff. So armor, boots, and you got gauntlets. All right, we'll just remove the sword for now. Okay, so my stealth. So I do believe that this works on male and female, but if it's big and chunky like that, I do think this would probably work better on the male than it would on the female, because to me that just seems a bit chunky. I don't know if the male models of the armor and the female model of the armor are different, or if they're the same. But for me, that's a bit chunky. It's not a bad model. It's just, for me, it's a bit chunky. But then we can add on shoulders as well, kind of, you know, so they get very Dawn Guard-esque. We'll get into like World of Warcraft fucking pauldrons here, aren't we? Jesus Christ, they are monstrously big. From pauldrons, they're huge. Holy hell. Then you got heavy gauntlets and you got heavy boots. Some of your boots you can't see too well, but again, it's all, to me, it's all just a bit chunky to me. But again, it might just be because this is designed more for the male body rather than the female's body. But we do have the cape as well. Not the hugest fan of that myself, to be perfectly honest here. It doesn't seem like it's in the right place to me. But we've got the chain out. Oh, you can have the hood on at the same time, actually, don't you? Okay. I mean, the hood looks like normal kind of size, the kind of size you would expect. But then you look from the back and it's like, holy hell, she's packing. Like, again, that cape. Something about that cape, it doesn't quite work for me. Right, we're gonna remove some of these bigger, chunkier things for now, just because we're obviously now getting onto these parts here. So the keys. Oh, see, you get to see the little model there. So if I take them off, they disappear. Put them back on. There's a tiny little model as well. But fair enough, at least they're there. And then pouches. Where are the pouches? Are they them? Yep. So there you go. There you go. You got the pouches there, which then kind of defeats the purpose of the cape. Well, you can still use it for the magical enchantment, I suppose, technically. But again, don't want that cape. I'm really not a fan of that cape. Okay, satchel. So we got satchel, which obviously goes over that, and then thing. Obviously, there is still kind of limitation on the aspects of the armors and models and stuff like that for Skyrim in general. So you do get a bit of clipping with it, but there's not a lot the model could do about that. It's just how it is, unfortunately. And then we got, you just got the mage, same kind of thing, just slightly different. I think it's a slightly different colour as well, I think. Oh, that one's a kind of bit chunkier, it's a bit outwards, a bit more, had a bit more chonk. And then you got the small bag, which, okay, so the small bag goes on that side, there. And then, okay, so we're getting it. And then you got stiletto, which kind of goes there. Again, I don't know what a stiletto is. I think it's, I'm guessing it's just like a stick. Yeah, I'm guessing it is meant to be kind of like a weapon. Though you can't actually use it as a weapon on this. But I'm guessing it is a type of weapon. But obviously there is a lot more stuff you can obviously put together with this, with this and that and everything else. You know, yeah, I can put that on, I can put that on, I can put that back on. Oh yeah, and the badges. Where did the badge go? Okay, it goes on just on the little strap. We're just going across the chest. Okay. So, for me, not my favourite. It's not, but again, that's not to say it's a badly made mod or anything like that, or that the models are badly made. The models work fine. The models are made well. That's the thing. They're made well, but it's not my favourite. But but this is just what I'm just thinking. I might be wrong on this, but I do believe that this is more intended for a male character than it is for a female character. I might be wrong on that, but that's just the feeling I get because of just how sort of like chunky it is, especially around where the neck and head is, with just how chunky it is there. So obviously I will leave a link in the description below. Still, you know, I'm not gonna not include it just because it's not my favourite. But yeah, definitely not my favourite one. But it's not to say that it's badly made, because it's made well. You know, all the things work, all the components work, they all work well together. It's just a bit too chunky for me. But right, that's it for this mod. This was Armour of Intrigue by Zen and ported by Snipey, or Snipey360_armour.weep. And as of course always, I will leave a link in the description below if you want to add it to your collection, or just try that for yourself. Maybe if you're playing as a male character, so you can try it with your male character. Let me know if it seems to work better, that is a little bit less chunky on the male character. You can let me know in the comments below. But right, that is it for, well, we've got one more armour, but we're going to save that to the end, because the last one is on the premise of for a bit of fun, but it's also because we don't judge. But we'll get to that one there, because it's a bit of just more of a comic one. But right, we are going to move on to mod number 5. Holy shit, there's a... She almost got shot. Yeah, so mod number 5, which, holy shit, there's a lot of mods in this video, so it's probably going to be longer than I thought, but hopefully I'll cut it down. But either way, we're going to move on to mod number 5, into which I do need to go somewhere which I can't remember where it is, so I'll be back in a second once I've figured out where the fuck I'm actually going. Right, and here we are with mod number 5, which is Baby Dragon, a pet follower. So the Xbox version, because I'm not entirely sure if the person who's uploaded the Xbox was the original creator or not. They haven't quite given if it was them who made it or not, but it has said stuff about permissions. It says in the description. But the Xbox version is by Tricky3614, but I do not know 100% guaranteed if they're the original mod author. But as the title kind of basically says, this is supposed to be able to get you a follower, which is basically a baby dragon. Now the pictures, I do not know if the pictures actually represent what the dragons look like or not. I have no idea. So this is kind of like a lucky guess of a potluck pick. But you do need to go, it does say that you do need, basically you will find them in Elder Gleam Sanctuary, which for those who do not know where it is just here, where, you know, it's a little sort of south between, you know, south of Windhelm, basically like in the middle between Windhelm and Snapwick Cave. But you just go south of here, go to this point here, and then here we are, it's there. So let's go inside and have a look, see if we can find these baby dragons. Alright, so I can't remember this area all that well, to be honest. I don't know if I'm going to have to fight something in here or not. I have no idea. but we'll find out soon enough. But yeah, so this is meant to be basically adding some followers who are meant to be... Oh, I think I know what this... I never know what this place is. Basically meant to be dragons, but again, I don't know if they are just basically models of the existing in-game dragons, or okay, no, they are not. They are definitely something that looks a little bit different, or at least one of them is. So far I can only find one, see one, and here it is. That is the tiniest fucking thing in the world. Is that the only one? The picture had different coloured variations on the thing. Okay, we'll have a look at it. Why are you're a dragon? Why are you purring? Oh, hold on. So yeah, apparently you're supposed to be able to find basically a spell term, so you can use the spell to conjure them. Apparently he purrs. So yeah, this is as you can see, dragon. Well, it's definitely a baby. Right, yeah. Okay, so I can't actually. Oh, there you go. What's a baby dragon doing here? Obviously, no. I think this is definitely not lore friendly because it's not on web. The dragons never had babies of themselves. I don't know. So what baby dragon doing here? Okay, so it doesn't talk. It just makes strange noises. Though I'll probably increase the volume on that so you lot can hear. Dragons are bad. Bye. Do you want to come with me? Okay. Does he follow now? Oh, go see. Oh, and he's on the move. And he's constantly staring up at the ceiling. Okay, so there were different coloured variations in the pictures, so I just want to see if I can find the other coloured variants. There are other ones, so I'm just wondering if it's basically... Dang. Hey, come here. Sorry, wait here, I need to carry some... Oh, okay. So yeah, their colour is based off magic. So they have, I'm gonna guess they use like different magics for different attacks. So we'll have a look. So what can you change? What kind of magic you use? So you've got frost magic, shock magic, healing magic only, and don't use any magic. So I think at the moment he might be on frost. I'm not 100% sure. So let's have a look at shock. And see what happens. Oh, okay. And there you go. So here we are with the shock variation. This is kind of like a black and purple. Funky. Kind of magic you use. And then... I mean, he's very cute. Fire? Fiery kind of goes a bit kind of like that colour. Fair enough. Change the magic. Okay, so frost must be blue? Or is it white? Okay, I think that's slightly... Okay, so maybe... So that's obviously the colour for frost. So I think maybe don't use any magic. Oh, you didn't like. And there you go. So okay, so when he's in the original colour when you find him, he is not tied to any kind of magic. And then if we go look at the last one, which is basically the healing, I think it's golden. I think. And there you go. And you got a slightly kind of like golden kind of colour for that one. So yeah. But you know what? I'm going to put you on to... I think I'm going to put you on to shock, because I quite like the shock colour of it. And I quite like that coloration. I think it's a pretty funky coloration. And as you can see, they can still do like the whole thing that all your followers do, which is they can wait. Okay, RGT2, calm down. They can obviously carry stuff. It does say that they basically you can give them sweet rolls. I don't know if it does anything. I'm gonna find out. I don't think it. I don't. Oi, oi, hey, come here. Oi, you little shit, come here. Oi. Okay, he's go. Where are you going? Oi. Okay. Want to talk to you? No. Okay. Well, since I can't get him to stop running around like a little shit, I'm gonna guess he's just excited because he had a sweet roll. But basically, you can also get some. Okay, you can't. He's calmed down now. The sugar rush is over. God, it's like having a fucking child. So, as you can say, you can tell him to wait in the city as well, and then also you stay here. This is your new home. So, how well this works in the ways of homes and modded homes, I do not know. But I'm going to keep him running, so there'll probably be an update in a future video where I will let you know how well it's been working with that kind of thing. But as you can see, wait for me in the city. I don't know if that goes to the closest city or if it's you select it, but I don't want to pick it just in case for now. Or you can stay here, this is your new home. Bosh. But yeah. All in all, I got myself a cute little pet. The only thing that's a bit like, oh, but it's not the end of the world, is you can't rename him. It is just called Dragon. That is it. But yeah, as you did also see, we did get a book, which is probably down here somewhere. And then there you go. And then it's about, you know, conjure baby dragon, moves baby dragon to the caster. So I'll learn that anyway. And then yeah, and then so then I think it's basically it's sort of like if you either leave them at home, or if they get stuck somewhere because of pathfinding and stuff like that. You can just basically just then summon them to you, and then you're all set and sorted, basically. So either way, that is it for this mod. So this was a baby dragon, a pet follower, which the Xbox version was done by Tricky3614, and of course I will leave a link in the description below if you want to add this little pet to your collection. Maybe you have a thing for animals and you like collecting pets. Well, here you go. Here's a funky pet who does not look like he belongs in this world whatsoever, but he's staying. It's as simple as that. Right, we're going to move on to the final mod of the video. We finally got there. It's probably a bit longer, but again, we got a lot of mods in this video. And so for the last mod, we need to go to Riverwood, and this last mod, it's a bit of a fun mod, Alright, and here we are with the final mod of the video. And for this one, we need to go into River Trader and speak to Lucan. Right, so the final mod of this video is Haruko Fox Fursuit Armor. So, yes, we're becoming a furry. Again, as I said, this one is just for a bit of fun. So, this one was uploaded by Cirrus Neptune. But it says in the description. So basically, there was also two other people who have made this mod, which go by Tealbits and Notfin. So I think Tealbits made the model, and Notfin did like the color, like the texture colors and stuff like that. Cirrus Neptune, I'm gonna guess they would mainly just the uploader. They might have had a bit more involvement in it, possibly. But they were just primarily the uploader. So for this one, we just got to go to Lucan for Darius. So this is apparently very cheap. It's a very cheap thing apparently. And for some reason, there's like 100 of them and 100 of them. So you can either get one that doesn't have tail, or you can get one that has a tail. Now I think the tail, I'm going to guess, I'll find out. But by looking at that, I got a feeling the tail just sticks out, but we'll have a look. I mean, it is brightly fucking green. Holy shit. But either way, we'll have a look. This is literally all it adds. It's literally just this stuff. This entire piece of armor. So we'll have a look at the one without the tail first. So, boom. There you go. Obviously, there is a bit of glitching with the hair. That's good, obvious. Yes. Do you think this fits in with the lore of Skyrim? No, I don't. I mean, I don't. I mean, myself, it's like, yes, am I a furry? No. Is there a problem with someone wanting to be a furry? No. If you want to be a furry, be furry. I don't give a shit. But yeah, obviously this is not one I'm going to keep. So I'm not going to keep it now. So no, don't worry. So if you're not someone who is into furries and that kind of thing, that's fine. You know, you don't have to like it. If you don't, you don't. But just don't start harassing people on here if people do, and don't start harassing them just because they do. That's all I ask. And then obviously, okay, the tail does actually stay down. Okay, so it actually kind of works in the same way as just stick a Jeep's tail or something like that, basically. Okay. So, but yeah, as you can see, yeah, there is a bit of clipping with the hair, but again, that might just be because of the model that I'm using, you know, which obviously there's not a lot I can do about that. First person, obviously you still have the first person model, so boom. So I mean, you could play the, I don't know if you, I'm gonna guess by the fact that it's gonna name as well Haruko or Haruko, however you pronounce it. I'm gonna guess this is from something else, maybe. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. If you're aware of where this is from, let us know in the comments below if you want. If you want, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can. Either way, this one was just for a bit of fun, just a bit of silliness, you know, because it's like, why not? You're gonna have a bit of a laugh and a giggle from time to time, aren't you? But again, this was the Haruko Fox fursuit armor. The entire mod being made by Tealbits, Notfin, and Cirrus Neptune. And of course, if you're interested, there will be a link in the description below. If you want to just add it into your collection or try it out for yourself for a bit of fun. And lucky enough, it's the cheapest fuck. It's 1 gold to buy it from Lucan. So you could be the poorest bastard in the world and you should be able to afford it. But right. So that's going to be it for this video. So, of course, as always, all the mods featured in this video will be featured in the description below with links so you can add to which ones you want and or to try out whatever ones you want. And of course, remember to leave a like and why not subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with any other Skyrim videos that are coming out down the line, as well as any other video series that I do. That includes stuff like No Man's Sky and probably some other stuff in the future, as I am planning to soon possibly start doing some stuff over on Twitch. I will keep you posted on my community posts on the channel about that, as I have mentioned it in the past, but I'm going to be looking into that further down the line, so keep an eye out for that. And so yeah, if you have any more suggestions you want me to look at in the future videos, let me know in the comments below, because that's the best place to probably put your suggestions, as it's the only place to put your suggestions at the moment. But yeah, if you've got anything you want me to look at, let me know in the comments below, and if I think I can get into working into a video, then it might feature in the future video. But right, so that's it for me and Dragon. So until next time, I'll see you all later.